What if Count Dooku killed Palpatine? In Revenge of the Sith, Count Dooku thought he was orchestrating the endgame, but the end was not his to decide. As Anakin stood over him, sabers crossed at his throat, Dooku saw it, the betrayal, the smirk of Sidious. But this time he didn't wait for death. With a surge of power, Dooku broke his chains. In a single motion, he launched Anakin back with the Force and ignited his saber, driving it through Palpatine's chest. The galaxy shifted. The Dark Lord of the Sith was dead. But Count Dooku's victory was fleeting. He was still a Sith Lord in the eyes of the galaxy, a traitor, a war criminal. The Republic would never accept him. The Jedi would never forgive him. And standing before him was Anakin Skywalker, angry, betrayed, confused. But Dooku wasn't here to justify his crimes. He was here to make Anakin understand. The Sith were never meant to rule, only to deceive. You and I, both of us, were pawns. But as Mace Windu arrived, the moment of alliance was lost. The Temple would not forget Dooku's crimes. Days later, Dooku surrendered himself to the Jedi, stripped of his saber, exiled to the unknown regions, not as punishment, but as containment. The Jedi believed it mercy, but Dooku knew better. Exile was the only way the galaxy would allow him to make amends. Dooku, now a shadow of his former self, had not wasted his exile. He tracked the remnants of Sidious' grand design, the secret factories, the hidden warlords, the dark cults that still believed the Sith's time would come again. But one name kept surfacing: General Grievous, a cyborg built for war, and Dooku's greatest failure. Grievous had vanished after Sidious's death. Without a master, he had gone rogue, building an army of droids in the Outer Rim. But unlike before, Grievous no longer fought for a cause. He fought for chaos. Entire colonies were being massacred, not for control, but for sport. And Dooku knew this was his burden to end. The hunt was brutal. Grievous had no respect left for Dooku. He blamed him for the Sith's downfall, for the death of their empire. Their confrontation was inevitable. Dooku faced his former general. Grievous was more machine than ever, upgraded, monstrous. You abandoned us, Dooku. Now, you die with us. But Dooku was no longer the Sith Lord Grievous had once served. He fought not with rage, but precision. He knew Grievous' every tactic, every flaw. The battle was relentless. Blades clashing, metal screeching, force slams tearing through the ruins. Dooku was old, slower, but he had the Force. And in a final, desperate strike, he disarmed Grievous, literally severing the cyborg's remaining limbs. But Dooku didn't kill him. He left Grievous crippled, powerless, to be judged not by vengeance, but by the Republic. Count Dooku vanished after that. He had no interest in recognition, no place in a galaxy that still saw him as a traitor. But his actions spoke louder than his exile. He had dismantled the Sith's legacy piece by piece, and though he would never stand in the light, he had destroyed the darkness he once served. Do you think Dooku was ever truly beyond redemption? Or is there no forgiveness for a Sith Lord?